Okay, everyone, I'd like to welcome you all to, let's say, the first episode of our TTAN Talks, where today we are going to chat with Sekani Solomon of Black Panther title fame. And he was part of the team at Imaginary Forces. And say again?
Perception.
Perception. There we go. Perception. So Perception are the folks who did this title design, yeah?
Yes.
All right, cool. Well, he did work with Imaginary Forces, and some of you may know some of his previous title designs. So can you give me like 2 or 3 titles you may have worked with them?
So Imaginary Forces, most notably, would probably be Manhattan title sequence, which is actually an Emmy Award title sequence. Won the Emmy Award for the best title sequence that year. But some others would include Outlander and Vinyl, which was a show on HBO, which I actually cameoed.
Oh, nice.
I'm actually in the title, but it's very brief second.
That's pretty damn awesome. So guys, we have a Emmy award-winning Sekani Solomon here with us today. My apologies. You know, it's kind of like Doctor. You know, it'd be like, "Hey, what's up, Sekani?" Be like, no, that's Doctor Sekani to you. That's Emmy award-winning Sekani to you guys. So just a quick intro. Sekani hails from Trinidad and Tobago, more specifically Tobago. Which part in Tobago are you from, Sekani?
Hope Village.
Say again?
Hope Village.
Hope Village.
Yeah, it's like a little bit more countryside.
How appropriate. And, you know, of course.
It's more humble.
Yeah, and I'd just like to say to all the animators in Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean, who may be listening to this, I'll be a little corny here. So there's hope for all of you. You know, once you push hard. So just a little bit of background. Sekani started off doing motion graphics, design, stuff like that. Even at one point in time, he would have helped me out at bigshinypixel on a couple projects or two. And always proud of the work that he did. And soon after that, you would have gone to Savannah College of Art and Design, or SCAD, where we really saw your work taking off. You started doing internships with IF, Imaginary Forces. You did any other internships while you were there?
Yeah, I did internships with Imaginary Forces, the Mill, this other company called Gentleman Scholar, and another called Maxwell.
Wow.
Not done. So yeah, when I was in school, I did 4 internships. My plan was to maximize, you know, the opportunities for internships there. So by the time I graduated, I could have made the right decision as to what company I wanted to work with.
Nice. And for those of you who may not have recognized those names, if you didn't, shame. If you didn't as well, please go look them up, because these are the folks I would have been looking up to while in Trinidad. And I'm sure Sekani would have seen them around as well and be like, wow, this is the kind of motion graphics I want to be doing, right? And there you are today. So just 2 things about that. One, definitely networking is always a thing, guys. And if you, of course, have the means and ability to, you know, go abroad as SCAD, there's a couple other places like, say, Art Institute, or a friend of mine, Stephen, who worked really, really hard. He's the next person I need to get on the interviews. He worked so hard to go to the film school in LA, and now he's doing really good stuff out there right now. So, of course, we're here to discuss Black Panther titles, you know, and Sekani, the team member at, what was that name again?
Perception.
Perception, there we go. So Sekani, I want you to tell us a little bit about your process, the pipeline in for this production.
Yeah, so how I even got the chance to work on the project was one day I just got an email, and I tend to put two and two together. I noticed video in particular works on map stuff. So if you're reaching out, and they specifically said like the title, obviously they didn't want to discuss what the title was without me sending some paperwork. So, but all right, just November, Black Panther coming out soon, more than likely. So then we had a call, we chit chatted about it, discussed, schedules and race and all that stuff. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into it, which meant they found me and I didn't necessarily have to reach out, which is kind of a testament to how this industry works. If you have to work, then opportunities come your way. But so when I started there, they had already begun the process. Now the difference with this title was that they had significantly less time to do it in. And it was a very when I came in, they kind of had things more or less mostly sequenced of roughed out or animated, but what they needed help with was actually the design, the aesthetic of it, because that's what they necessarily developed. So, and the other thing too, it's a 2.5 minute sequence, right? As a motion designer, you used to work in seconds, 15 seconds, maybe a minute, but anything around the lines of 2.5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Especially with this type of a team. So, going in, there was this understanding that we have a tremendous amount of work to do in a very short period of time. And I think from when I started, if you include, because I took a week off for Christmas vacation, I think it was 3 weeks. Let me check my calendar here real quick. I think it was yeah, we had basically 3 weeks of actual production time.
Wow, that's usually that's about the rough production time I usually have in my productions. But I know when you have a high quality production such as this, you're probably gonna have a good sized team, or at least a team of professionals. So how much people would you say was on this title team?
So we had 4 people, and our main CD, Johnny Laporte, who put everything together. He was doing the edit, but also, directing us and trying to figure out how we could pitch transitions and that kind of stuff. But it was a very, very tight team, especially for this type of production. You would have a team of 5 to 10 on a 30-second production. That's something. So I would say that this was, for me, a very unusual production, because it's 2.5 minutes is extreme amount of work. But with that being said, you still kind of come with a level of, all right, challenge accepted. My specific roles on the job was to so when I came in, I did a lot of look depth. I kind of set the aesthetic for the entire piece in regards to just how everything looks and the different shaders. For those who haven't seen it yet, I guess I'm assuming this is going to air. I'm not sure when this is going to air, so I don't know. Talk about this specifically.
Right.
But everything's kind of made out of sand particles, but we obviously had to kind of figure out how to do this without scattering actual sand particles, just because we didn't have the render power at the time to do that massive of a technical feat. So, we had to use a lot of tricks.
So, just by the way, speaking of sand particles, from the time I hear sand particles, I'm thinking Houdini, Flip Fluid, stuff like that. What was some of the software you guys using here?
So we had one Houdini artist, and there definitely was some Houdini sitting shots. But majority of it was done in Cinema 4D.
Nice.
We rendered with Redshift, just because we were dealing with it.
Oh yeah, we gotta have a whole next episode on Redshift at some point.
Yeah, exactly. So we were dealing with high quality movie assets, which at some points had a lot of geo. So we needed a GPU renderer that could handle that amount of geometry. So renderers like Octane tends to have a cutoff when geometry gets too much. So that's why Redshift and Cinema was the tool to use for this production.
Awesome. Well, that's
just to add, like every artist kind of has to be like a multi-purpose tool, like both like an animator, texture artist, and like a compositor. So everyone needed to kind of be like on the top of their field to get everything done. But when I came in initially, as I was saying, I was very heavy on look dev and just kind of figuring out like the comp and just how to get from like an animated scene to what the texture is going to look like, how the comp is going to look like. And when I figured this out, kind of fed that through the team to kind of have a cohesive aesthetic throughout the entire piece.
That's really good, and it's interesting to note. And I'm gonna reference I think it was a flower thing you did at SIGGRAPH, possibly last year, and I saw your process of that sort of look development, and I figured it was something similar that you did for this as well. So I like the fact that you're a look development artist, but more like a technical development artist as well. So that's pretty good, and I really want to impress upon our young animators looking at this. You do need to, in this day and age, be a multi-skilled artist. Like, you really should be able to jump into different softwares and stuff like that. Don't be afraid of them, because really and truly, software tends to, it comes, it goes. It really just matters about the process and what you want out of it. So you kind of have to use what's best for you, So don't be afraid of software, guys. It's something you're gonna have to jump into pretty often. So tell me a little bit about the teamwork on this project.
Yeah, so that was a very important aspect. So what we had this huge board, and we had all these shots as like printed images, and they had this tape system where they would use a specific colors so you can visually see at all times what shots is in what stage of production. So at a certain point, they just assigned shots to different people, and obviously you kind of have to work in tandem with what everybody else is doing, because like my scene transitions to yours, we obviously have to work together. But the most important thing is everybody being able to like help somebody else. So someone might ask me what the shade I built and how rectify his scene or someone. So I would pick up a scene that someone might have like animated, but I might have to tweak it. So I have to go ask him about, okay, what's going on here? How do we do this? And then like the Houdini guy would give me like a sand asset to my scene. So obviously I have that cross communication, and essentially like you're working on a piece that's supposed to feel cohesive, so it shouldn't be like a bunch of people worked on it.
Right.
That's why the teamwork aspect is so important. And the other thing too, is like average day was about 10 hours. The worst day, probably like 18 hours.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with those days.
So again, but the thing is, everyone was there. No one was like, "Oh, I'm out." Everyone was in it together. Everyone especially worked, and there was no one really kind of pulling anybody there. Like what I really liked about this job as well is that the art director, they kind of led by example. They were the ones to kind of stay like all night to make sure we get the posting out and stuff. So it was good because they had real leadership. Our art director Russ, he was amazing, and the CD Johnny, he was amazing as well to work with. And just generally cool guys as well.
Yeah, that's That's amazing. And just the other day, I was listening to some stuff by Chris Do with the Future podcast, and he was kind of breaking down some things like he was doing a costing breakdown, but one thing a lot of artists all over the world may not do, and sometimes you wonder why, the quality is a certain way or something like that. And I just want to impress the importance of having a creative director, because you want your artists to be working on the project and really engrossed and involved in the technical aspects or the artistic aspects of things. But sometimes it's really hard to step back from yourself and assess other things that might be in a creative direction skill set. And you really need to have that sort of creative direction over the team on things like this that could really ensure a very smooth process, a very cohesive process, and you as an artist, you don't have to worry about that. You could really throw yourself into the work, which is always great.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. 100%. I mean, I'll also say, that you do have artists that are able to both kind of do that, but obviously that's more on the rare end of the spectrum.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, generally, it usually takes a creative director level artist to do that anyway.
Right, exactly. Someone that has a good bit of experience and has worked on a bunch of production.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'd like you to, I know your time is short here. So if you don't mind, what sort of, now you mentioned things like hours and the amount of time you work and stuff like that. Can you tell me a little bit about your work ethic and the work ethic of the team on this project?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I like to work with a little bit of pressure, because then I can really get my mind into that project and kind of really put in and focus on it. Because, working on this project, we had a very active deadline to work with, and we knew the amount of work we had to do. So every day, we all making sure we make certain get to a certain place in your project, because again, if you're thinking this is your client, you're working with somebody as large as Marvel, right? You don't want to mess that up. So you have to work X amount of hours to get to this place to get this done. And everybody kind of felt that pressure, but rose to the occasion under that pressure, which was good again, because if you felt like somebody else was slacking, I don't think it could have worked. And that guys, because I took vacation, because I planned to actually take 2 weeks, but then I cut my vacation out to 1 week, and there are some guys coming over at Christmas break as well. But I flew back from Trinidad the day before New Year's Day. I was back in the office working. You know what I mean? I think that night I stayed there another 12, 13, 14 hour days, just New Year's Day. So
yeah, I know that. I've had a couple of those crunch time.
For me, when it comes to those type of projects, that it's something that's cool. It's Black Panther, so it doesn't always necessarily feel like work. But from day one, there was a certain expectation as the amount of work that you would have needed to put in that process. And that's one thing I have to really understand. If they saw you slacking, they would get someone else. There's no time to kind of BS. And that's the thing people need to understand, that real sense of accountability that comes with work. Literally, every job you're being assessed, and I'm a freelancer, so that means, it's like a customer business situation. If you're a customer, you go to a business to get shit service, you're not going to go back.
Exactly.
You treat every job in the same way. You want to be your best, else you might just never get rehired again.
Yeah. And yeah, I definitely want to impress upon the folks getting into animation and design. At the end of the day, while it's really fun to work on and really get to pour yourself into a project, it is work, and it is a service you're providing to your clients. And you want to be communicative. You want to let people know if you're stuck. And most of all, stick to your timeline, stick to your deadlines. If you're having problems, let people know what's up. They could help out. But of course, the idea is you bring in your A game to this. And you don't really want your creative director or your manager or supervisor to be spending so much time in trying to make sure you're up to speed, that the production suffers. That's, for me anyway, as a creative director, that's not something I would want on my production,
Yeah, and that's an important point you made, asking for help if you don't know, to pretend like you know. Like you save yourself a bunch of time, you save the production a bunch of time if you do that.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing. I can't imagine how much times I came up to people and be like, hey, you should have just asked a question. Look, I could fix this in 2 seconds,
Exactly.
kind of thing.
And then it makes you look better knowing that you have the courage to just say you don't know. That's what it is.
And I will second that. When an artist comes to me with a question and we're able to solve it, I feel really good that they've learned something new, and they could push ahead with what they're doing quickly, So 2 last things, one real short question. I'm always interested in, sometimes we have artists who may not necessarily like to do a lot of work, especially when it comes to revisions, but I've been going through this all my life, from still design to animation to editing, and revisions are just a part of life. So what would you say would have been your iterative count on this project?
You know what? Honestly, not a lot, because we didn't really have time.
Okay, so I got you.
It was the type of situation where you had to hit it. Like every time you do something. Like obviously you have that. You wouldn't necessarily iterating, because when you iterate, that's more so like we kind of gone to a phase where we want to present to you as somewhat complete, and you want to make like a change. But for us, more so, it was like we kind of show you in stages, so they have changes along the way. But as we were building it, you kind of show them rough stuff, and they would kind of change and move with it as we get to the final. But there are certain points where it was like we can make certain changes, but we can't make others. That being said, I think guys, at Marvel and Perception, they were talking with Ryan Coogler, who's the director, and Marvel executive. They were, so it was like direct feedback from the top, and they were all great. They loved everything. Some clients, they tend to be a lot more nitpicky, but they were very understanding and patient and very cool to work with throughout the process. So it wasn't necessarily stressful from a client perspective, but more so just getting things done.
Well, that's good. And I usually do try to have the clients or whoever you're working with so involved into the process, and I know this was a big time constraint for you, but so involved in the process that when things are finished, you could at least say, all right, we've worked so much up to this point, we're ready to go. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up here. I don't know if you have something short to say to our young animators in the Caribbean and Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only more important things I want them to keep in mind is that I pretty much started where a lot of them started, like
right
2008, 2009. I was like in my bedroom on a laptop doing little photo edits. That's when everybody had like big push pictures and stuff. So that's more or less where I started. And the only reason I got here was a perpetual motivation to keep improving my work. And this is over the span of almost 10 years now, that I'm always bettering what I've done the year before. And that's vitally important, because the biggest thing in this industry is your portfolio. That's your passport. And you can't, if you want to work anywhere, if you want to work, you just have to have the level of work to work there. And usually once you have that, and generally you're a cool person, the chances are you can work there. But again, people don't necessarily think that. And another thing to keep in mind too is that it's no longer you just working in Trinidad and Tobago. The world's become globalized and everything is more connected. From Trinidad, you could be working with companies in Europe, US, all over the world. I guess the thing is too, is having your work matches that.
All right, nice.
having that level of quality. So that's another thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, I can't overstate that. Working in, with the internet and stuff as it is right now, you're just working in a global economy, a global marketplace.
Yeah.
So Sekani, I'm gonna wrap up. Can you tell people where to find you online?
Yeah, so honestly, if you heard this and you want to get in touch, you can just add me on Facebook, or you could send me an email at SekaniMD, that's my first name, MD, at gmail.com. You can check my website out at SekaniMotionDesign.com. Hit me on Gram, at Sekani.Solomon. Yeah.
All right, so that's Sekani at motiondesign.com and SekaniMotionDesign.com and Instagram at Sekani
.Solomon.
at Sekani.Solomon. All right, guys. So be sure to follow Sekani. Check him up online. Maybe you might be able to see a couple of his much younger design works, and you'll see how far he's grown. All right, so Sekani, thank you very much. And I just want to give a shout out to Trinidad and Tobago Animation Network. We do plan to bring you a lot more of these interviews with a couple of our artists who have been doing really great stuff all over the world. And we want you to do that a lot more. All right, so thank you very much, Sekani, and we'll chat soon.
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually at Sekani Solomon.
At Sekani Solomon.
It's a shame I actually don't know my own name.
That's all right. We'll get it all up on when we're down to editing.
All right, amazing.
All right, cool stuff, man. Thanks very much, and enjoy your day at work today. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Cheers.
But I also want to.
Oh yeah, sure.
If you're doing a class and if you feel like you want to do like a big chat or something, you can always message me and we can kind of put something like a schedule or something kind of way. We can make something like that happen.
Yeah, for sure. And just by the way, I'm gonna remind everyone. I might get some links here. Sekani has done about 2 SIGGRAPH presentations.
I've done 2 SIGGRAPHs on 1 NAB.
Right, and all of them, their videos online or somewhere with your presentations.
Yeah, Trinbago.com, which is Maxwell, who makes the number 40. It's their website, and that's like their web training website. So all those presentations are there.
Cool. So you can get a good idea of your workflow and what you do on a daily basis.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so thanks again, Sekani, and we'll link up soon, all right?
All right, man.
All right, cheers, man. Take it easy.
Yeah.